Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Preston Lopez Show. I'm your host, Preston Lopez. Y'all know by now. And I am here with a special guest. I can't even believe he's on my show. It's incredible. I got the one and only director, John. Well, anyway, introduce yourself so people can know.
What's going on? This is John Arambulo, director of the short film Disconnect.
Okay, so let's start right there because I don't want you to give a lot of stuff away.
All right.
Yeah, I know about the Preston Lopez Show. I mean, we have artists, we have strippers, we have everything. It's a neighborhood show. We do a lot for the neighborhood. So we're gonna start for you, and I don't want to give a lot of stuff away from your film because I know it's premiering on this popular show. But let me just start with the obvious. What happened? Okay, his film is called Disconnect, but I noticed that his film, what happened to the I in Disconnect? I noticed that when you wrote it,
Yeah.
is this like a colon or like
Yeah.
there's no I? What's give us the
No,
details.
Actually, the film was for my thesis production project. So, in collaborating with some of my other classmates, one of my classmates suggested, "Yo, why don't you do the I as these two dots, these two colons or whatever, and just use that as a sort of a visual reference of disconnect. So it's like the D and disconnect just are disconnected from each other.
Who wrote the movie?
Well, I pretty much did. Again, this was my thesis
Is it a
video.
master program?
Yeah, it's my master's program, and before I chose my topic for my thesis research paper, which was on psychological thrillers, we also had to do a production project. So, in tandem with the paper I wrote, I decided to make my own psychological thriller film.
So let's just. What gave you the idea to or the concept to make this film? Because I was watching, I'm like, who comes up with that? Like,
I
that's
know.
something. That got to be a creative mind to come up with something like that.
I mean, I'm a creator. You're a creator. We
It's not about me. It's about you.
well, we're all creators, man. We all have a talent to create, man. And whatever it is that we find to do, whatever medium we want to use to take that creation and put it to life, is what it is. So I don't know. I was just sitting back after I thought about my research paper, and then I said, I got to make a movie. I have to make a movie. It was just something I wrote, man. It started, I said, this character is somebody's. We may think that he's in this state of mind, but he's in another state of mind when we find out at the end.
Okay, so the black and white concept. What made you at this time? Most people do color films now.
Yeah.
You, it's shot in this 12-minute masterpiece. It's shot in in a black and white kind of grainy footage.
Primarily.
Because then at the end it
You
becomes
gotta,
color.
you
Yeah.
gotta
So
see.
yeah.
Again, this was my first film that I put together. As far as editing, it was just something I've always wanted to do, making a film. Back in the days we had VCR cameras, VHS cameras, so everybody messed around or whatever.
Gotcha.
But just putting it all together was just something that I wanted to do, and I started out in black and white because I feel like that's something that
Something different, I
part
believe.
of the prerequisites of film directing.
Well, it gives it like more, a little bit more of a mystery, and then
Yeah.
you have to you don't have to concentrate when you watch films. Sometimes you like looking at the colors and all that. This made me when I watch a film focus more, on the story instead of everything around it.
Yeah.
Because when it's black and white, it's like you concentrate. For me, you concentrate more.
Exactly, man. I wanted to create that suspense, also, and and in tandem with my report, my research paper again, just viewing a lot of Alfred Hitchcock movies, Darren Aronofsky's first film, Pie, black and white films. So that was kind of like the same essence I wanted to capture in mind.
Well, speaking of Alfred Hitchcock, he the music. You didn't do the music, right?
No, I did the music.
You did the music also. That for me it gave it more suspense. It reminded me of the Hitchcock films.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you did the music also.
I had worked on a documentary before, and I had to choose music or look for music for background audio, and I didn't want to put anybody else's name in the credits, essentially. So, I just sat in my computer.
You're so humble.
Only because, I just, I felt like, if I were going to use anybody else's name, I wanted to use somebody that worked right with me with the project. And I didn't really know anybody else that was available as far as music. So I said, you know what, let me sit down. I kind of had a sense of where I was going with audio, so I just put it together. And
So you're just a one-man eclectic person.
It's a fun paradise. Paradise.
You went to art design. Did you go to any other college, or did you go to college for filming and making
nah.
music and all this other stuff that you mentioned?
I mean, I received an associate's and bachelor's from Monroe College, and then that was a long time ago. And just recently I decided to go back to school and get my master's. So I went to, I did an online program at Concordia University, and it was a digital media program. So, it kind of encompassed a lot of different media elements and different structures and how to develop all that. And one of them was film and documentary. So
What do you want people to get from this movie? Because I know it's like a message somehow.
I mean, I guess it's just sometimes it's listening to people, although they may not be saying something. I know some people kind of find it hard to communicate, so I think it's just important that we reach out to friends and loved ones. Make sure that you reach out and make them know that you're there thinking about them.
Just tell them a little bit about the film. I don't think we even got to that point.
All right,
so people can get an idea.
Yeah. I mean, the film is about somebody, a character named Manny, who's trying to find his way into paradise. But the thing is it paradise that he really wants to be, or is it the opposite? So. His way of getting to that is by disconnecting from what his situation is. So, but you'll have to watch it to know what it is.
Well, they've been watching while you're explaining the movie. They've been watching some clips. They're writing some clips of the film. But we'll be right back with more John. What's your last name again?
Arambulo.
Arambulo with more John. We'll be right back. So stay tuned.
Paradise, paradise.
What were some of the obstacles that you encounter while making your masterpiece, your 12-minute masterpiece? Don't be,
Thank you, man.
It's a great film.
I mean, obviously, this was guerrilla style filming.
And for those who don't know, guerrilla style is you go out 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't have any permits. You don't have anything. You just shoot because you want to get the job done. And that's how people who are dedicated. That's what they do. They just get the job done.
That's exactly what we did.
Answer your question.
We were out there at 4 in for most of the exterior shots, and it was a little bit of a challenge for the actors, only because they weren't used to coming out hours like that to do any kind of filming. So it was just a little bit challenging on that aspect.
Was one of those actors Red specifically?
Yeah, man, that was Big Red in there. He was one of the first acquaintances that Manny runs into while he's out in the streets.
Now I want to say no, they really did do a great job. I don't know, was that the first time they were acting? They're they've been in the business for a long time, but regardless, they did a great job. All those actors that were there.
Nah, I mean, first timers, film
Really?
lovers too, but I kind of coached them to what I was looking for. I shot them all pretty much a shot list for the day or whenever we were filming, so they kind of knew what was needed of them, and I shot them their lines. So.
Well, we're gonna be right back with more John Arambulo. Hey, we're back. You're watching the Preston Lopez Show, our 21st season. You know what's 21st season?
Man, it's a long
Dude,
time, bro. I should be interviewing you, man.
Nah, I'm nobody. That was over 20 years ago, of course. I was just like 10 years old, like I would say, when I started the show. So, I'm just like 27 now. Yeah. Anyways, we're back with our guest, John, the director, producer, editor. And the musician. He did everything in this latest film called Disconnect. But anyways, we want to wrap up the show. And I hope you enjoyed the clips. And, John might be here next week also because this interview is running long. Yeah, anyways, man. John, let's wrap it up. Let me just say, first of all, thanks for coming for our show. But I have a couple of more questions, just a few more. Right. And now, what do you what do you want to do? Like, okay, you've done this 12-minute masterpiece again, like I say. What else do you want to do in the future, or maybe tomorrow or something?
I mean, I'm always creating, bro. Just always creating. I hope to bang another production out.
Bang? Is that how you say it? Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some, adult films. So I'm just.
That's on the other show. You can make a lot of money. Anyways, get back.
No,
Let's
but
get back to
seriously.
disconnect. Disconnect.
I'm talking with a couple of friends, about different ideas, man. Hopefully we can bring one to fruition, and take it from there. It's exciting, man. I just want to keep creating. That's my goal.
Okay, but if somebody hires you, what will you do? Because you do so many things. Will you do edit? Will you do the music? Will you do the produce? Will you be the act? Wait a minute. Are you an actor? Or because I've seen you on other films.
I mean,
I've seen you in some speaking parts, seen some background stuff on TV everywhere. You got to look for him, but I didn't see you acting on this particular film. So what? You try not to give us acting anymore?
I'm behind the cameras, bro. I've done background acting. That's nothing crazy, man. But I'm just behind the cameras at this point. I would like to just create more and just bring more ideas in to reality, bring them out into the world.
And do you have you probably have all the scripts and stuff that you've written and other
man,
stuff?
I have tons of stuff that I've
Also,
written.
we probably got to work together and do something.
Yeah,
What do you
bro.
think?
That's what I'm looking forward to, man.
Now the last questions is like I know you've been doing this for a long time. Even though it's your first film, you have the most experience. You have a lot of experience doing everything. What are you telling the youth or the little kids out there that want to be like a John Arambulo in the future? What would you tell them? How to get into the business or what to look out for?
Just take it seriously first and foremost, but also have fun, and keep learning. It's always a learning process, and it's just don't feel that just because you may not have achieved something that you were looking forward or wanted to do is going to stop you, man. Just keep going, keep moving,
and learn the craft. Yeah, learn the craft. Well, John, thanks again for being on the Preston Lopez show, guest, and we'll see him in the future. Good luck with everything.
Right now, disconnect. Go
watch
watch
Disconnect.
it.
Yes.
Peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah.